Our winner of this year's 2005 Chicago Idol competition is Miss Stephanie Parker.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Steph here, and welcome to another episode of
Set it go down, 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 down. Set it go down.
Set It Go Down Sundays. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Stephanie Parker, aka your Las Vegas diva of the season. Today, we start part 2 of now this 4-part segment of how to be a cruise ship singer. Guys, I thought it was just going to be 2 parts, but there's so much that goes into both of these jobs, the production singer as well as being a headliner entertainer. Now, today we're going to talk about what it takes to be a headliner entertainer. If you missed last week's video, go back and watch that one. That one was called How to Be a Cruise Ship Singer, Production Singer, though. Before that was How to Grow Your Small YouTube Channel, and before that was How to Sing Like Whitney Houston. That's right. Every Sunday, I'll be dropping gems of knowledge that I have learned in this show business, music business, just life lessons. I'll be dropping them every Sunday. I don't know why God put this on my heart to do it, but I'm enjoying it. I hope you all are enjoying these segments. For those of you all that are new to my channel, I am a headliner entertainer for Royal Caribbean. I do a tribute to the beautiful, amazing Whitney Houston. I also am a cruise vlogger for Royal Caribbean. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here on the Diva of the Seas channel, I literally take you all on tour with me and show you all of the ships that I'm on. I take you backstage in a segment I call Backstage Sea Pass, where I literally tape my rehearsals. I show you all backstage. You really should check those videos out as well if you are interested in being a cruise ship entertainer, headliner entertainer, living at sea, working at sea. All right, I know you guys are looking for Max, for those of you that are, regular watchers, and he is running around here somewhere, but he's here. He's in the room. That's the thing about Max. He's always nearby, but sometimes it's his show. Basically, this is his show and I work for him. So I'm sure he will pop up here and we will have a hashtag Max moment. But before we get into it, you know how we do it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Please comment and like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. Okay, let's get into this. I can't talk today. Probably because it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm filming. The sun has just come up here in Las Vegas and I had to film early today because I'm getting ready to go out on tour again. I'm literally juggling 2 lives, it feels like, but I love it. So excuse me if I can't talk. It is early in the morning here in Las Vegas. All right, so you want to be a cruise ship headliner entertainer. Maybe you were a production singer and you're thinking about transitioning. It's very hard to do, but I will tell you everything that I did. There is no one way to do this. Hello, good morning. Say hello to your fans. I'm sure they're all like, Max. They were calling for you. Get in your spot, figure out what you're gonna do. Talking to the people. Is that okay? Okay. So I'm just telling you all what happened for me and how I did it and what I do now. All right, so first and foremost, you will need 2 45-minute shows, okay? 2 45-minute shows. And I know your next question is, how do you build your show? That's gonna be part 3, because there's so many decisions that you have. That's the most important thing when putting your show together is song selection and the theme of your show. A lot of times, I've met singers who wanna do this job and they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing this show. And I'm like, you can't just do what you want to do. You have to market and understand your clientele. Your age range, not to be funny, is from ages 0, babies, to like 99 on cruise ships. So you can't just get up there and do everything that you want to do. So the theme of your show, the songs you choose to sing are extremely important. So important that I had to do a whole segment about it, okay? Now that you have your songs selected, right? You need to get your digital marquee designed. I will insert that right here. This digital marquee is amazing. I've had it done by a person named Terrence Campbell. He's a good friend of mine. We actually went to elementary school together. His company is called Tre.club.designs, and he's based out of Indiana, which is my home state. Whoop, whoop. I've been working with Terrence since about 2010. He's done all of my marquees. I'm just going to put them all in here. My selfie CD album cover. He's the best. So if you are looking for someone to put your marquee together for your guest entertainer show, definitely I will put his information in the description box below. You definitely want to check out Terrence Campbell with Tre.club.designs. And in that part 3 video, I'll also talk about, are you comfortable? Are you good? We're working here now, okay? We're working. You're so cute, though. You're so cute. He's like, I know. Okay. So I will talk about that in part 3 as far as how to design your marquee. And for those of you that are like, what are you talking about marquee? The marquee is the thing, the digital signage that you see right outside the Royal Theater, throughout the ships, and you have to send that ahead of time to the person that handles all of the media and broadcasting on the ship. They need that ahead of time, which your stage production manager will always send you an email about a week before. But because I'm thorough, I pretty much email them way before they have to contact me, because I just want them to have everything that they need from me, which I didn't even write this down, but you have to type your entire show out. I will insert some photos of how I typed my Whitney Houston show out. And when I say this took me so long, take your time when you type this information out. I'm talking about your lighting. You're gonna have to pick what colors you want the lights to be for every single song. You're gonna have to tell how you want your stage set up, how you want the orchestra set up. Like, sometimes people are like, man, you don't even work, but one night a cruise, oh my God, that must be amazing. But the reason I'm glad I'm doing these videos, or this How to Be a Cruise Ship Singer segment, is so that people understand there's so much preparation that goes into putting this show together and everything before we get to you all sitting in your seats and performing it for us. There is so much that has to be done beforehand. So definitely type up your entire show, your intro. As far as your intro, I recommend having a very short, quick, pre-recorded show introduction recording. And I'm going to tell you why, okay? And I'm going to keep it real on here. Max, we keep it real right here.
Let it go down, 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 down. Let it go down.
Set It Go Down Sundays. So I worked for Princess Cruises, and a problem that I ran into with working with cruise directors is I would have all my stuff, the stuff I just showed you, I would have it all typed up, written out, and the day I joined the ship, embarkation day, I would drop it off in their office just so they had, you know, what to say as far as to introduce me, you know, before I came out on the stage. Because it used to be the cruise director would, you know, introduce you. But I lost trust in the cruise directors in introducing me because this happened so many times. So first off, imagine you're trying to get ready for your show. You know, it's about 5 minutes before showtime. You're trying to say your prayers. You know, you're nervous. You hit a crowd out there. Like, it's a lot. And imagine a cruise director just coming up to you. Hey, what do you want me to say? 5 minutes before showtime. 5 minutes when you're trying to get your zen. And that's another thing. Don't let anybody ever take your 5 minutes before showtime. Those 5 minutes are so freaking important. Like, you have to get your life together in those 5 minutes. I can't have somebody coming up to me saying, what do you want me to say about you? When I literally dropped off and typed up exactly what I wanted you to say and dropped it off to you 5 days ago in your office, in your box. So then I'm flustered because now I'm trying to like think of what to tell him to say. You know what I'm saying? He's flustered because he doesn't know what to say. So then guess what they would always do? They would go to their go-to thing. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your singing sensation, Stephanie. I am not a singing sensation. This is a show, ladies and gentlemen. If you have seen Remembering Whitney, the Greatest Voice of All, then you know it's not a singing sensation you're getting ready to see. You are getting ready to see a Pink Lighter production, ladies and gentlemen. You are getting ready to see something that I have put blood, sweat, and tears and money into. And you deserve a proper introduction. That is so important. And so when this started happening frequently, this has never happened with Royal, but it did happen with Princess. When that started happening, I said, you know what? I can't trust you guys. I can't trust you guys to introduce me properly. So that's when I started using my pre-recorded introduction. And if you've seen my show recently, my good friend William Burke did my show introduction with Vibe Child. His Instagram is Vibe Child. I'll insert that. He's my good friend. He has toured with Beyonce. He has toured with Brandy, for the young folks, Amarion, In Vogue for the folk my age. Like, he's just a great sound engineer, a great person, and I've known him for many, many years when I used to live in Atlanta. And he's the one that did my show introduction for me. If you need someone, he just got this deep, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime. Yeah, that's what. Sorry. I know you don't like sudden movements. That's what it's supposed to be. Anyway, you're also gonna need orchestra charts, orchestra arrangements, okay? And I recommend Chuck Curry Music on Instagram. He used to be a musical director for Princess Cruises, meaning that he has plenty of experience in doing orchestra charts. Because I had a guy do mine before and they didn't work out very well. But Chuck does an excellent job. He charges me $250 per chart. So let's just take the song The Greatest Love of All, Whitney Houston, right? He arranged that for a 7-piece orchestra for me. I know you can use more pieces, but I'm a simple gal, so I'm going to try to use the bare minimum because it's just easier on me. So he arranges it for a 7-piece orchestra: drums, bass, guitar, piano, trumpet 1, tenor sax, and trombone. Okay? And he's very busy, but, you know, tell him I sent you. Look, I wish I had a code. Use code Diva of the Seas for 15% off your charts. No, I can't. But before contacting Chuck, do it one song at a time, first of all. Don't be trying to get eight songs done at one time, okay? And a 45-minute show is about 8 songs, so you need 2 45-minute shows. So do the math. 8 times 2 is 16. 16 songs at $250 a piece. I'm just saying, if you want to know how much it costs, and that's just for the charts. We ain't even got to costumes yet. That's why that's got to be a part 3 or part 4. Anyway, before you contact Chuck about the charts, make sure you know what key you want the song in. Make sure you know the form. Do you want a vamp? Do you want an intro? Do you want a transition? Have all of these questions answered before you even reach out to Chuck. It's not his job to plan your chart. You need to know, does it need to vamp 4 times, 6 times, 8 times? Next, it's time to try and practice your show. And if you're a production singer already, like I was, you're really lucky because you're already on a ship with an orchestra that you can just say, hey, you know, can I come in on a day you guys got off and come in here and just run this chart real fast? And most times they're nice guys and they're willing to help out. Of course, if you take them to the bar or the crew bar and buy them a drink afterwards, they'll be more prone to help you out. Now, if you have money to give them, that's even better. Now, if you are just a regular singer at home, you don't live on cruise ships, that's going to be a little bit harder for you because you need to practice running your show with a proper orchestra. And there aren't, 7-piece orchestras just lying around ready to do stuff for free on land, okay? So if I could, try to be a production singer first. If you really want to do this, because it takes time. I've been in the game 12 years. It takes time. Maybe try to get a couple of production singer contracts under your belt just so you can understand shifts. Because honestly, I don't even know if I could have done this headliner job had I not been a production singer first. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you definitely need to rehearse your orchestra. It is so important to know how to rehearse your orchestra. And that's going to be part 4 of this So You Want to Be a Cruise Ship Singer segment. I will show you how I work with my orchestras because they have pretty nice things to say about me, so I'm glad about that. If you're not a production singer, the best advice I can give you as far as, if you don't want to be a production singer, if you don't want to be away for 6 months at a time, try to run your show as much as possible. Try to run it as much as possible. Find a band, find some, I don't know. This is just what I did. You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell you what to do if you're not a former production singer. You're expected to know your charts and how to lead your orchestra before you even get booked. Meaning you can't show up to the ship and just expect everybody to build your show for you. And I've heard orchestras complain about that. They say, this is my Iaso tea and water because it's the morning and I'm going to the gym after I film this video. If you want a Max moment, he is sleeping very, very soundly. This is like prime sleepy time for Maxie Poo. So, oh, you heard us talking about you? Yeah, we talking about you. It's your responsibility to know how to conduct your own orchestra. I've heard orchestra members complain and say these guest entertainers show up and they don't know how to read their charts. They don't know how, it's not their responsibility to get your show together for you. And you don't have a lot of time. I think you're allotted 2 hours maximum. And sometimes I have to use that full 2 hours. If I know that I'm coming on a ship and there's a brand new orchestra that I've never played with, especially a lot of new hires, I try to move my rehearsal back even more so I can have a longer time. Now, I try to get them in and out of there in an hour because you got to understand these orchestras, they play for the whole ship, all the entertainment, every night, and they're sharing a room, they're in crew quarters. It's a lot. So I try to be understanding of that, and I wouldn't know that information, again, had I not been a production singer. I'm just saying, you might want to go back and watch part 1. Next, this is good. Be nice to your team. Be nice to your orchestra, your sound engineer, your stage production manager, your lighting engineer. Learn their names. Give them praise as much as you possibly can. This is a team effort. And I see some entertainers, sometimes they get caught up in themselves and they're like, I can't believe he messed up. This is a lot on everybody. And it takes a team. That's one of the reasons that I'm choosing Royal, because of the team. I worked with, I'm going to say it. I worked with Princess, and this was when I first started. I was kind of a rookie, and I was a former production singer, so I feel like people didn't really take me seriously to the point where they didn't really want to call me the diva of the seas. I was like, no, I need to reinvent myself. I just got divorced. I changed my name when I got married. I want to be back Parker. I need to reinvent myself because I am a new woman. I am the diva of the seas. And a lot of people laughed at me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care. That's who I decided to be once I got this second chance at life. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all person now, but you guys are friends with me, right? We're friends, right? Honestly, one of the hardest parts of my shows is remembering everybody's name on stage. You meet them and you're like, give it up for such and such on lights. Thank you so much to blah, blah, blah on sound. Our stage production manager, blah, blah, blah. Thank you to our musical director, blah, blah, blah. And our cruise director, blah. Like, you better get used to learning names very, very quickly. Next, costumes. This is cruise ship, baby. Cruise ships, baby. Cruise ships. I need sequins. I need feather. I need glitter. I need sparkles. I need jewelry. I need high heels, baby. Men, you don't need high heels. I need makeup. I always say they see you before they hear you, so you better give them something to look at. What you wear on stage is extremely important. It is the first thing that people see when that curtain goes up, and it determines how seriously they take you before you even open up your mouth. And if you're coming out there looking like you mediocre, you're already creating an uphill battle that you didn't even need to climb. All you had to do was put on something fancy and sparkly. And people go, woo, whether you can sing or not. And this was a lesson I had to learn. I'm not a gown kind of chick. I'm a very sporty, I'm curvy, so you're going to see my curves, but I'm not really a gown, sequin, feathers kind of gal. You can ask my mother, but I understood the game. This is what I have to do in order to be taken seriously. So I got the sequins. And look, now I love the sequins and feathers. If you haven't seen the gowns that I wear for these shows now, you need to go back and watch some backstage sea passes, honey. Okay. So it's show day, right? You ready? Head backstage. I say for you being new, head backstage about 25 minutes before showtime. I can do it about 15 minutes because, I mean, I've been doing this show for 8 years now. I can't believe. Can you believe that, Max? Well, you only been here, shoot, not even 3 years yet, so you don't know. So now I've got my little routine down, you know, which you definitely have to be in some kind of routine. You have to be able to block out whatever, anything that's going on in life and stick to your routine. And it's going to take some time to develop, but once you get it, it makes things so much easier. I used to get dressed in my cabin, but now I have to get dressed backstage because I have these gowns. Again, I'm not going to talk about these gowns. You just got to go see them, go watch them now. I'm going to do another segment on how to be a better performer because I don't want this video to be entirely too long. So I'm just telling you now how to build your show, and then in part 3 I'll show you how to put your show together and how to do your banter like in between songs, you know what I'm saying? And then part 4 is how to work with the orchestra. So part 3 is basically how to build the show, picking the songs, your banter that you say, and then part 4 is how to properly work with an orchestra. And if you all have any questions for me as far as anything pertaining to being a cruise ship singer, comment below, and if I get enough questions, I'll do a segment about that. Like, I'm really enjoying teaching you guys, and I feel like this is authentic information, you know what I'm saying? Because there's just no one way to do this. There's no one way to eat a Reese's, right, Max? Ooh, we didn't get paid for that. We don't need to be saying. Last, certainly not least, I know you guys are waiting for me to talk about cruise agents. Do I need a cruise agent? Should I hire a cruise agent? What is it like to work with the cruise agent? All right, here we go. Do you need to get a cruise agent to get in the game? I say yes, but you don't need to keep them around forever. They're going to be mad at me for saying that, but that's just what it is. So there's this cruise agent called Don Casino, one of the biggest cruise agents in the world, okay? The year was, I don't know, 2011, 12, I don't know. And I had been running my Whitney Houston show on the ships as a production singer, and it had been going extremely well, you know. I put my show together because of the way Whitney Houston died. I was like, I can't not do anything and not allow people to remember her in a positive light. Because I know the first thing people want to talk about is the drugs, and I'm like, okay. But she's been so much more to me and so much more to you guys. I'm sorry, you know. I know you love you some Whitney Houston. Anyway, the show had been going really, really well, and I decided to try to reach out to Don Casino to see about getting booked. Because you got to understand, I've been on the cruise ship, so I've seen other headliner entertainers, and I'm like, man, I could do that. I could do that, and I could kill it. How do I get this opportunity? And I wasn't seeing a whole lot of black people, especially black women, doing it. You know, I could count it on one hand the amount of black female headliner entertainers that I saw out there, but I didn't see anyone that was a former production singer that was doing it. So it seemed impossible, but I love a challenge. You know what I'm saying? I love me a challenge. So I reached out to Don. I found their email online, and I just reached out. And I didn't hear anything for a while. And then I finally heard back from them, and they were like, oh yeah, we definitely want to work with you. We love your video, blah, 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 blah. Because I had taped my show and sent it to them, and they were like, yeah, you know, da, da, da. When are you done with your production singer contract, this, and that? And then I finished my contract, and I waited, and I waited, and I reached out, and I heard nothing. Nothing. And so I got extremely discouraged, and I gave up. I was like, maybe it's just not meant for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe, I don't know. So I went back and I did another production singer contract. I did 3 more. Sorry, another 17 months at sea I did. And that's how much I really loved production singing. Like, I was like, this is great. Even if I didn't get this headliner gig, like, I had no problem going back to production singing, because I traveled the world. I saw Australia. I saw Asia. Like, it's great. So anyway, I was doing my production show, and there was another headliner entertainer on, and my ex-husband was cruising with me at the time, and he had been watching, you know, me do the production shows, and he was like, you can do what she does. And I was like, yeah, but I tried and I gave up, and you know, it just wasn't working out. And he was like, whatever. So he went to the crew bar, and he said, hey, my wife at the time, was like, he was like, my wife really wants to do this. How can she do it? So then she linked us up with a lady named Zoe Tyler. And if there's one cruise ship agent I can recommend, is Zoe Tyler. Now, she works with cruise lines out of the UK mostly, and as a manager with American Cruise Lines. But although I don't think she does that anymore, I'm not sure. But I know definitely she has a great relationship with the cruise lines out of the UK. And so they put me in contact with her. And Zoe is the one that told me about the gowns and all of that. And look up Zoe Tyler. She's a beast. Like, she's a celebrity. She's amazing and super cool, nice lady. She's the one who linked me up with my former American agent, Barry Ball. Now, I know I'm everywhere, but pay attention if you're really into this. So Barry Ball and Don Casino, they are competitors, direct competitors. And both of these agents have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acts. I mean, they got the game on lockdown there in South Florida, right? And that's one of the things that I didn't like about either agency, is how many acts they have. I'm like, how can they possibly pay attention to me if you've got so many acts? You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't a fan of that, but I knew I needed that cruise agent in order to get in the door. So I dealt with it, you know what I'm saying? Zoe had reached out to Barry Ball, and Barry Ball, it took some time. This takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, okay? Do not think this is going to happen overnight. If you're in a rush, you might as well quit now. And you got to get used to some rejection. So anyway, I didn't hear anything, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting ready to leave for my next production singer contract, 2013, I think. Or 12. I don't know. I'm old. No, I'm not. I'm not old. But anyway, Barry Ball finally reached out to me, and they sent me an email, and they invited me. They said, hey, we have a spot that opened up for our showcase. And I said, okay, what do I need to do? When is it? And it was like days before I was supposed to fly to Japan. And I'm like, I don't care, I'm going. So basically, I had to take care of my plane ticket, but they put me up in a hotel, and I had to have 3 songs prepared, which I already had my charts made and all of that. 3 songs. So I picked, because again, you have to have 2 shows. So I picked I Have Nothing to open with, Mr. Paganini, Ella Fitzgerald, which that's in my second show. That song is a beast. And I Will Always Love You. And those are my 3. And there was an orchestra already there, set up in-house. And I was performing with all kinds of other acts. There were jugglers, comedians, other singers. Like, it was some cool people that I really, really met during that showcase. But you have to be invited. You have to be invited. I can't call Barry and be like, yo, B, what's good? Yo, I got this girl. You have to be invited. I performed with all of them. I did my 15 minutes, and it went incredible. And then I went to the bar because I was like, I need a drink. So I was standing at the bar by myself. And then Barry Ball came up to me, and he was like, outstanding, you know, are you ready? That's what he said. Are you ready? I said, yeah, I'm ready. And then his friend came up to him and was like, Barry, his friend was looking like, boy, you done found you some money. His friend was like, you're going to be on TV. That's the first thing he said. You're going to be on TV. And I was like, I received that. Thank you so much. So then 10 minutes later, somebody from Royal Caribbean walks up to me. I had no idea who they are. They said, hi, how you doing? I'm such and such with Royal Caribbean. I said, hi. They said, congratulations. When are you available? And it was at that moment that clicked in my mind. I was like, oh, you did it. You crossed over. Finally. You know? And so then, and then other cruise lines just kept coming. I was like, yes, yes, yes. So after that, I went home, and I still had to fly to Japan to start my last, well, I didn't know it would be my last, but what turned out being my last production singer contract. And I was on the ship for about 2 weeks, and then I heard from Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean sent me my first offer. They offered me the Grandeur of the Seas out of Baltimore, and it was one of the proudest moments of my life. I was like, oh my God, you know, I did it. I made it over. So I just don't want you all to think that this was easy for me, that I expected it. Like, it was not the case, okay? Yeah, so I had all these cruise lines reaching out to me, and I tried them all in the beginning. I tried them all. I was flying all over the place. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather pick one, You know what I'm saying? It just makes it easier for me. And I told you I'm a simple gal. So after working with my baby, after working with who, you know, all those 8 lines, I chose Royal. I'm choosing Royal. They have the best orchestras. They treated me best. They gave me the best accommodations. And honestly, I liked the clientele. Now, because I had 2 agents, the Zoe and Barry, I had to pay out 20% of every check. I didn't like that either. You know, I didn't like it. Who wants to give up 20%? Transitioning to that amongst some other things, I don't have an agent anymore. Why don't I have an agent? Are you awake from your nap? Did you have a good nap? You have a good nap? What a life. Why don't I have an agent anymore? During the cruise shutdown, I kind of had an epiphany. There were things that I wasn't happy with before the shutdown. I kind of felt like my agent didn't appreciate me. And I'm not really talking about Zoe, I'm talking about Barry. I felt like they didn't really appreciate me. And I felt like they didn't fight for me. You know, I try not to ask for a whole lot, but there were some things that are very important to me, especially like where I lay my head at night and how many shows I can do in one night. You know what I'm saying? And I know, oh, don't clean yourself on camera. That is so rude. That is so rude. Please don't do that right here. Please don't do that right here. Please. I know that you're just being a cat, but that's just a bad look, okay? You don't want to be. Anyway, I felt like they didn't fight for me, and I just felt like I didn't have the freedom that I really wanted as an entertainer. Like, if I still had my agent, there would be no channel. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful that I now work directly with the line, and I'm kind of have the freedom to do what I want to do. Because I know they get scared with people starting channels and all that because they're scared of people saying bad stuff. But that's not my intention. You know, I'm very thankful to Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean has been amazing to me. So I'm happy to give all of this, what I hope is temporarily free publicity. All right. I know and you're probably thinking, well, if you were so unhappy, why didn't you just leave? Well, there was this rumor about having a cruise agent, like, if you try to leave them and go directly with the line, you'll be blacklisted. And I believe that, you know, like, you'll never work for cruise lines again. So I never said anything. But during the shutdown, I'm like, well, hey, things are already shut down. This is as bad as it can get, you know. And they had done this one thing I wasn't happy with. I said, I'm out. I'm out. Everybody, I'm out. Like, things are already as bad as they can be. You know, the cruise industry is shut down indefinitely. And I'm still not happy. Like, I'm out. And so I literally said, I don't care if I ever step foot on another cruise ship again. I will not have any kind of representation. I'm going to represent myself. And it was scary. And during that time, I was singing at the Bellagio. But I was longing to go back to ships because, you know, this is, now that you see my channel, you see this is my life. So I was ready to go back. And thank God for Royal reaching out to me. And they came to Vegas and they came to see me at the Bellagio. Royal Caribbean was in the Bellagio to see me. And afterwards, you know, they said, that's not true. We'd love to work directly with you. And I was like, oh, I've crossed over even further? Like, thank you, God. Thank you. So now do you see why I say you probably need an agent to get your foot in the door, but if there's any kind of way where you're kicking that much ass that you have an opportunity to sit down directly with the line, you better take it. You better take it. Even if I start my agency, you better take that opportunity. Like, that's one thing. When I do start my Diva of the Seas cruise agency, it's coming. I'm coming for Barry, and I'm coming for Don Casino too. Y'all turn me up now. I'm just playing. No, I just want a little spot. Y'all got hundreds of acts. I just want a little Diva of the Seas spot where I can just pick my, because whoever I sign, they are going to be freaking amazing. Okay, it's coming. It's coming. That's it. I hope I got it all out. I have so much information all typed up for you. Make sure you tune in to part 3 next week. How to pick your songs, your theme, your marquee, how to perform your show banter. And then next Sunday will be part 4, how to rehearse your orchestra. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Let it go down, 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 down. Let it go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Stephanie Parker, your Las Vegas Diva of the Seas. This is Max. Max, anything you want to say to your fans? All right, make sure you comment and like and subscribe. I can't even sing. I was about to say describe. Comment and like and subscribe and turn on your notifications. Notifications. I will see you all next Sunday. Or if you want to tune into the Diva of the Seas channel, I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Peace!
The lady still thanks you for watching.